Hey everyone, welcome back to World Solana Forum. We now have started also another series, a sprint series of sessions. We'll have 4 sessions in a row before we have a little networking break. I want to welcome Maria. Maria is a early investor into the Solana ecosystem, and she's going to share with us how she looks actually at the ecosystem from a rather strategic and bird's eye perspective, I would say. I want to hand over the word to you, Maria, to introduce yourself also, and then to guide us through your thinking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yip. I hope everyone hears me, and I'm gonna first share my screen. Yeah, Yip, can you please allow me to share my screen? Thank you.
Now you should have all the rights.
Thank you. Yes. All right, great. So guys, welcome. I'm very excited to talk to you about today about Solana. As Yip said, I'm an early investor in Solana, well, as early as it could be. So I invested in Solana early this year, but let me first introduce myself and tell you why am I qualified to talk to you about why Solana has a value and how to invest in it. So my name is Maria Eneva-Olms and I'm based in Frankfurt, Germany. I have worked in the financial services industry for the past 8 years. I work for a company that creates software for the capital markets, and I have advised a lot of banks, asset managers, and insurance companies on their digital transformation. So what does it have to do with blockchain at all? Well, banks have been looking into blockchain in the past years in order to see how they can utilize this new technology in order to expand to new markets and gain new clients. And this has been a topic I have been working on as well in the past 2 years. At the same time, my personal hobby is investing. I invest in many different asset classes. I've grown my portfolio a lot with cryptocurrencies in the past years. And I started investing in cryptocurrencies in 2017 and specifically in Solana early this year. I am also part of the DLT Talents program of the Frankfurt School of Finance. This is a program for female leaders in the blockchain space. I host my own series about career in blockchain. You can watch the series on LinkedIn currently, where I talk to blockchain experts about their career, about their work in the blockchain space. And this is very interesting because it shows how diverse the ecosystem is, that whatever background you have, you can have a job in blockchain. So if you're interested in starting a career in blockchain, just watch the series on my LinkedIn channel. And I'm also author of articles about crypto investing because this is, as I said, one of my passions, investing and crypto investing. Here you can see my social media handles, happy to connect with everyone. So as I said, today we're going to talk about why does Solana have a value? Why should I invest in Solana? And I will show you my 3 steps how to invest in it, how to analyze it, how to invest it, and how to store it. And in the first step, analyze, I will talk about my approach, how I analyze cryptocurrencies. Because for me, it's very important to invest in high potential cryptocurrencies that are still cheap. You know, I don't want to spend a lot of money on a cryptocurrency that is already in their all-time high. I want to spot the high potentials early, invest in them, and then, of course, to grow my portfolio as quickly as possible. I will show you how to invest, and I will also show you how to store them, because storing a cryptocurrency is very different, as you may know, from stocks and ETFs, for example. So let's dive in the analysis. And I will show you how I approached Solana when I heard about it for the first time. I read an article about Solana and I thought, interesting, let me look into it. Let me see if there is any value behind it. And what I did is basically the first thing I heard, Solana, world's fastest blockchain. Why is it the world's fastest blockchain? What is it behind it? And these are the value factors that I looked into in order to figure out, does it really have a value? Should I invest in it? The first thing to look into a cryptocurrency before you invest in it is the business case. because a cryptocurrency is not just the payment method. It's just not just a currency. There is something behind it. There is a whole business behind it. So you first have to understand, what does the cryptocurrency do? The next thing is the competitors. So after you hear about the business case, the first thing that comes to mind, okay, who are the competitors? And just compare this cryptocurrency to the competitors. Does it do something better? Does it do something worse? Is it better than the competitors? The next thing is funding and investors. So has someone invested in this project? Because if no one have invested in this project, then maybe, I don't know, does it really have a value? And if someone has, who are the investors? Are there any prominent names? The next thing, and something that actually every investor looks at also when investing in a company, is the team behind the project. Who is the team? And there are two things that are super important. Does the team have the experience and the education to do what they're doing? And the second thing is, do they know each other? Have they worked together before? Are they a good team? So this is also something I looked at when I researched Solana, and I will show you in each value factor how to look at it, where to find information about it. Then the projects, because Solana actually is a blockchain, an open source blockchain, where you can build decentralized apps. So let's look at the projects of Solana. Are there any projects? At what speed they're growing? The number of the projects is growing. What kind of projects they are? So just think about the projects that are on Solana and think about, okay, do they have any value? Because if the number of projects is growing, the ecosystem is growing, then of course the value of the currency will grow. So we're going to look into that as well. And the next factor is the volume traded. So the volume traded, you can see it, for example, on CoinMarketCap on the website, where you see how much of this cryptocurrency is being traded on a daily basis. And it shows how liquid a cryptocurrency is, because the more liquid it is, the more buyers and sellers they are. And you want the market to be liquid. You want there to be more buyers, because if you buy the cryptocurrency, you want to sell it, you want more buyers out there. So that's why you have to look into that. So the sources that I use to analyze all this are open to anyone. They're free. I read the white paper, I looked at LinkedIn, I use YouTube, Solana Beach. We already had a session about Solana Beach. It's an amazing website where you can find a lot of information about the blockchain. It's an open source blockchain. And this is the beauty of open source blockchains. It's like you can see everything that's going on the blockchain. Then I looked on Crunchbase, because you can see all the information about investors there, and CoinMarketCap, which is basically like a summary about the project. And of course, the price of the cryptocurrency and the volume traded, for example, we can look on CoinMarketCap. So now let's talk about the business case, the first thing. As I already said, Solana is a protocol designed to facilitate decentralized app creation. When I read this, I thought, okay, well, Ethereum does that. Like, why do I need Solana? And then I thought, okay, so how is Solana different than Ethereum? Because Ethereum is already so big. So why should I use Solana to build decentralized apps? And the core innovation in Solana, this is like the thing that makes it different basically from any other blockchain, is the proof of history consensus mechanism. This is the core innovation that makes it different than Ethereum as well, because Ethereum currently has a proof of work consensus mechanism, which makes the transactions on Ethereum slower and very, very expensive. On Solana uses a proof of stake consensus mechanism combined with proof of history consensus mechanism. And what this thing does, I'm not going to go into technical details because we're going to have a different session on proof of history later today where you can learn more about proof of history. But what the proof of history consensus mechanism is basically create very fast validation times. You can have very fast transactions on Solana. And also, the combination of proof of stake and proof of history makes not only fast transactions, but also cheaper transactions. So what this blockchain does is fast and cheap transactions, which is amazing from a technical point of view, and of course, from an investor's point of view. So this is about the business case. Then, as I said, Ethereum is a competitor. Let's look into like some numbers. So the first thing to do is look at the transactions per second. So how many transactions per second can happen on the blockchain? So Solana is claiming they can do like 65,000. Some sources say 50,000, some sources say 65,000, but they say they can scale even more. They can do even more, over 100,000. Ethereum can do 15. And then I was thinking, no, that's not possible. Like, how can they do 65,000 transactions? And then I went to Solana Beach. Solana Beach, we already had a short presentation. What is Solana Beach? A website where you can see everything happening on the blockchain. This screenshot is from 2 days ago, and the current transactions per second were 2,500, which is much more than what Ethereum can do. It's not 65,000, but that doesn't mean they cannot do 65,000. Just the current transactions per second at 2,500, which already tells me, okay, that's amazing. Like they can do so much more transactions than Ethereum, which is perfect. Okay, the next thing is average fee per transaction. So how expensive is it to do a transaction? And I'm going to tell you my experience with Ethereum. I like Ethereum. I have nothing against it. But once I tried to send money just for an experiment, I tried to send money to a friend. I tried to send $20. And then it cost me a lot. I don't remember exactly how much, but probably $15 or maybe even $20. I don't remember. But the gas fee in Ethereum is so high. Then I tried to buy an NFT on Ethereum. Again, I don't know. I paid like $300 for the NFT and maybe $80 for the transaction. So transactions on Ethereum are very expensive, which for me makes it a very undesirable blockchain to transact on. And when I saw that Solana has such low fees, I said, no, not possible. Let's check it out on Solana Beach. And then I opened the transactions on Solana Beach and I saw like it's 0.00005 Sol. Sol is the currency for Solana. And then I converted it, that's the currency course from 2 days ago. It's about $0.008. I can live with that. I can live with that. I can have a lot of transactions. So I love that, that Solana is so basically cheap to use. Let's call it like that, which again makes it more attractive than Ethereum. And the other thing to look at is the transaction latency, which is like how many transactions can you, how fast does a transaction go through? And well, from an investor's point of view, this is important because, the people want fast transactions. People want to, when you're on a blockchain, when you do something on a blockchain, you want your money to be somewhere quickly. You want things to happen quickly. And Ethereum takes 5 minutes, which like if I buy an NFT, I can live with that. But if I want to send money to someone, or if I want to execute a smart contract that for something that needs to happen quickly, then of course I want the transaction to happen quickly. And on Solana, the time it takes for a transaction to process is 0.4 seconds. For Ethereum is 5 minutes. Again, for me, Solana is more attractive from that perspective. So now let's look at the projects on Solana. We already spoke in a couple of presentations before that about the projects on Solana. We will have more presentations today about other projects on Solana. You see, there are a lot of projects happening, which is great because the ecosystem is growing. The businesses based on the Solana blockchain are growing, which is great. Some of the examples I posted on this website are from the Solana.com website, so official sources. And one very big project is from the exchange FTX together with Alameda Research, and they built a decentralized derivatives exchange. So these are like two big names that are actually building a business on the Solana blockchain. We also have a stable coin on the Solana blockchain, the USDC. Again, it shows Solana for fast global settlement because, as I showed you, the transactions on Solana are very fast. And then we have Metaplex, which is a platform where artists can sell their NFTs. I assume they chose Solana for the cheaper transactions because, as I said, on Ethereum, you pay a very high gas fee when you sell an NFT. So I suggest to you, if you want to look into that, because you do not only invest in the cryptocurrency when you buy it, you can also invest in projects. So just check out the Solana.com website and research projects. For me, it was very interesting to see what projects there are. built on the Solana blockchain. Now, funding and investors. When you research that, just go on crunchbase.com, type in Solana, and then you see in the highlights, you see how much funding they have already received. So over $300 million. And you see that they have 28 investors. What's interesting here is not only the big amount of money they've received, but also who are the investors. That's important because you want prominent investors. This shows that like prominent investors have invested in this cryptocurrency, so they saw value, so maybe it has some value. And the prominent investors I'm talking about, just click on, when you click on it, you see the list of investors. These are Anderson and Horowitz. This is one of Silicon Valley's most prominent venture capital firm. And the other one is Polychain Capital, which is a crypto hedge fund, but they also do VC type investments. So these are like two of the very, very prominent investors that invested in Solana. Now, one of my favorite parts is I call it people stalking. So the team. Again, on Crunchbase, you can see like the key employees of Solana. And here are some of the co-founders, and just go on LinkedIn. I use LinkedIn for that, and just type in their names. So I'm just going to quickly show you the profiles of two of the co-founders. The first one is Anatoly Yakovenko, which is the CEO. And this is the guy who also invented the proof of history consensus mechanism. And the other guy is Greg Fitzgerald. So I just look into both of them. What's their experience, what they have been doing, where they worked before, what education they have. And one thing that struck me, you can also find this on their podcast. Solana has their own podcast. And one of the first episodes, they introduced a team. These guys all work together in Qualcomm. Qualcomm is a very, very big company. I know it because I invested in it 2 years ago, so I was familiar with it. And now I see that the co-founders all work together in this company for many, many years, over 10 years, they work together. So the first factor, does the team know each other? Do they work well together? Yes, check. That's like, this is true. So the next one is, are they qualified to do what they're doing? So what qualifications do they have? Have they worked in big companies? So by looking at the profiles, you see, yes, they're software engineers. They have the skills you need to build a blockchain and to build this project. By not only looking at the founders, but also the rest of the team, you get a very good sense of who are the people behind the project. And believe me, guys, I've researched cryptocurrencies. They have very fancy websites, very fancy marketing. But when you look into the people, you think, okay, like all of them come from a marketing background or from, I don't know, finance background, but you need also tech background to build an ecosystem like this, to build a project like this. So it's important to look at the people. And I'm just gonna quickly show you some of the key employees. Look, I was looking for head of, doesn't matter head of what, just head of. So this guy, he has worked at Facebook, at Oracle, at Google as a recruiter everywhere, like recruiting the people that work in Solana. He's the head of talent. Then the next guy, he has worked again at Google, at American Express. Then we have this girl, I think it's amazing. She's responsible for ecosystem growth, and she's a Forbes 30 under 30. She has worked at CoinMarketCap, at Binance. So like all big names. You see, the employees at Solana are like creme de la creme, I think. It shows that it's a solid project with a solid team. So going to the next one, volume traded. As I told you, you want a lot of volume. You want a lot of buyers and sellers that are buying this coin, because if you buy it, you want to be able to sell it. So the volume traded is, for example, listed on CoinMarketCap or on any crypto exchange you look at. You can see the volume traded. This is the number of coins that have exchanged hands in the last 24 hours. I just did a little comparison here in the table, just to compare Solana with other big cryptocurrencies. You see that it's comparable. Of course, Ethereum has like a lot of transactions. But you can see it's comparable to Polkadot and Cardano in the volume they're trading. So for example, now I'm researching another cryptocurrency. I've been researching it for a month, and because I don't really like the team, I don't think it's a solid team, I'm tracking the volume traded, because for me, the volume traded will tell me how many people are getting into this currency, how many investors are getting in, how much is this currency being traded. So if the volume traded happens to be very high, for me, that means that a lot of people are getting in, a lot of people are trading it. So let's like recap the first point, the analysis point. So there is a lot of value behind the business case. We have fast processing of transactions, very low transaction fees. We have competitive advantages because compared to the biggest competitor, Ethereum, we have highly skilled and experienced team. We have prominent investors. We have an increasing number of projects with large organizations. This made me ready to invest in Solana. This is why I invested in Solana. Before it was a big hype. So whenever you analyze a cryptocurrency, look at these things. This is why for me Solana has a value. Now we answered the first question, why Solana has value. And now let's answer the next question, how to invest in it. So basically the way to invest in Solana is just to go and purchase it on any crypto exchange. So the biggest three crypto exchanges are Binance, Coinbase, and FTX. But just whenever crypto exchange you're registered on, see if it offers Solana as a token, and then you can purchase it there. Now, how to invest in Solana? So not only buy it on a crypto exchange, but like what strategy I can use. And guys, I used the lump sum strategy, which means that I invested early this year one sum. I invested once in Solana, which was the right strategy from my perspective right now. But if I want to invest now in Solana, I would suggest you to do dollar cost averaging. And this is also what I'm going to do from now on when investing in Solana. Let me show you the difference. So lump sum is when you invest, let's say $300 in July for $29.50. You invest them once. So you purchase, if you divide the 300 divided by 29.50, you purchase 10 tokens, 10 coins. But now if I do dollar cost averaging, I would invest $100 in the future every month. So I invest once in July, once in August, and once in September. And you can see that the price is going up. The price is going up. That means that the average price I bought the currency for is $79.90. So it's a much higher price, as you can see, compared to the lump sum strategy, you know? So in this case, of course, it was better to buy once in July because in the end, the tokens I purchased with the dollar cost averaging, it's just 3.75 tokens compared to 10 tokens. You know, of course, I would rather have 10 tokens. But now going forward, now let's see at the graph from today's perspective. Like, what should I do? I don't know. Like, I don't know. Is it gonna go up? Is it gonna go down? I don't know. So in order to hedge my risk, basically, I'm gonna do the dollar cost averaging because if I invest this month some amount of money, next month some amount of money, and the month after that some amount of money, or every 3 months, I don't know, whatever you want, whatever time period you choose, then I protect myself from very, very big price differences. Because if let's say if the price drops in November, then I can buy November cheaper. But if I already invested all my money now, then I don't have any money to invest in November. Of course, if the price increases a lot in November, it's a losing strategy, the dollar cost averaging. But from my perspective, just to be calm and not like worry about it's going to go up or down, I would do the dollar cost averaging from now on. I just wanted to show you these two strategies. Just do your own research and think about what's better for you. What would it make you feel better? So do not only invest in the cryptocurrency, look at the Solana project. And we're going to talk about today about a lot of Solana projects. So research the projects. There are a lot of interesting things going on the Solana blockchain, and maybe you can invest in something else. For example, I would like to invest in an NFT next, in Solana NFT. So we will have a session, I think, on Solana NFTs as well. So I'm looking forward to hearing more about that because I would like to research more about the Solana NFTs and maybe buy something there, because I've bought some NFTs on Ethereum, but as I said, the gas fee is so high there, I would rather invest the money in the NFT than in the transaction cost. So just look at the project. This is another way to invest in Solana. And the last step is store, how to store the cryptocurrency. And I'll go very fast because we have just 5 minutes left. Storing a cryptocurrency can happen either on an exchange or on a wallet. So why would why would I store my cryptocurrency on an exchange? It's when you want to trade it, because I don't want to have transactions all the time from my wallet to the exchange, you know. So if I want to trade the cryptocurrency quickly, I would leave it on the exchange. Sometimes people also stake on the exchange. I stake some of my cryptos on Binance, for example, so I leave them on the exchange. But others that I don't stake on the exchange, or I can stake on a wallet, or just hodl them, so just keep them long-term on a wallet. You can choose between a mobile wallet, a web wallet, or a hardware wallet. And a hardware wallet offers the highest security. Here I have a list of providers for Solana. You can find them on the website docs.solana.com wallet guide. So the link is down in the source line. Just go there and see all the wallets that support Solana. And so what are the next steps, guys? Do your own research. That's the most important thing. Always do your own research. Then also have a deep dive in Solana's projects, because it's not just a cryptocurrency. There's so many projects built on the Solana blockchain. And then decide whether to invest in the cryptocurrency and in some of Solana's projects. And guys, please connect with me. I would be very happy to connect with more Solana enthusiasts and more people from the Solana community. If you have any questions, you can ask them now or just write me. And again, if you're interested in following my series Career in Blockchain, it's on LinkedIn, and also I post my articles there as well. Thank you very much. And I'm open for questions.
Thanks a lot, Maria. You have so much fire. I love it. And very, very well structured. So thank you. We had some comments in the chat. One person was asking, would it be fair actually to compare Solana as a third generation chain against Ethereum, which would be considered a second generation chain? Would it not be better to benchmark it against projects such as Cardano, Dfinity,
Sure.
Algorand, Avalanche?
Sure. Yes, I compared it to Ethereum because this was the first thing that came to my mind when I thought, okay, building decentralized apps, you know, that's the biggest competitor. Of course, it's not fair. Ethereum is like an older blockchain, you know, has so many clients, of course, but even comparing it to Ethereum, it shows that Solana has like very, very good qualities. I had another table comparing it to Cardano, where again, it shows that Solana performs better compared to Cardano. But you know, it's if you're an investor, it's your own way of doing research. If you want to compare to whatever you think that it's the biggest competitor, because it just shows, does it have more value than others? Does it perform better than others?
Great. Thanks. And about the trading volume, I think there was a comment regarding if we look trading volume, if it's very high, how would we know that that is not driven by a few whales just trading the volume?
Yeah. So the trading volume, that's why I'm saying do not have just a 1 day perspective. That's why when I research a cryptocurrency, I do not just spend 1 day researching it. I usually take a month and I look every week, once a week, on this data, because if it's driven by whales, it would be probably a short-term thing. It would be probably in a week or in a day. But generally, if you take some time to research and just look at this data every week for a month, then from my perspective, it shows a very unbiased picture. It shows the reality, like how much people are actually trading this currency.
Great. I would say thanks a lot, Maria. Oh, we have one more question.
Yeah.
Does hype drive your investing decisions?
Hype drives my research. So when I see a hype, I start researching, but I do not invest because there's a hype. Because typically, if there is a hype, I have noticed this, if there's hype, it's typically, the price is typically very, very high. So then I just put this, I research the currency, and if I see that there's value, I just wait. I just wait until the price drops, because after every hype, there is a drop. It's always like this. So you just wait until the price drops. And I listened to a podcast with Plan B. Plan B is someone that talks a lot about Bitcoin. And he was like, yeah, now we're coming again to like a bull run for Bitcoin. And I think for many cryptocurrencies, you see a bull run right now. So now we're in a hype period, everything's being hyped. And then you just wait until the hype is over, and then the price will drop and then you can buy there. But because of the hype, the price can be driven so high that it doesn't make any sense to, when you read in the media all about a cryptocurrency, it doesn't make sense to invest then. Just write it somewhere down, start investing, start investigating, start researching, and then just wait until the bear run comes.
Wonderful. Thanks a lot for being with us and sharing this very
Sure.
insightful framework for us
Sure.
to look at projects.
Yeah. Thank you guys a lot and have fun today and happy learning.
Thanks. Now we have as the next speaker Matthias. Matthias is in Dubai, founder of Bonus Market, which is one of the projects building on the Solana ecosystem. He was actually one of the first to tell me to look into Solana. Matthias, can you actually turn on your camera? He was like, yeah, there's this project, and look at the Serum wallet. What are they actually doing? It's big. So I'm very happy actually that Matthias is going to share with us his perspective and the work he's doing on the project.